Hello buddy and welcome to episode 9 of Riverton Bay. In today's episode we are gonna start working on the airport for this city. I decided to actually start working on the airports already. I know it might be pretty early on in the series. Usually I tend to do airports a little bit later on as the series progresses a bit. I decided to do it for this one. I just felt inspired to do an airport, and also I saw a comment in the last episode that mentioned something regarding an airport. I can't remember what the comment was, but I just remember that it was something about an airport. So I actually decided to do it for this one, and it won't be finished in this episode. But pretty much the whole layouts of the airport will be done in this episode, and all of the road networks and stuff around here will be done. There's still a lot of detailing left for the airport to be finished up, which I assume I will do in the next episode, or who knows, maybe there's one episode between here that I work on something else. I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna finish up the airports in the next episode. I really enjoyed how the whole layouts of this airport turn out. So I'm using these sort of bent terminal buildings here by Vasimir. I don't think I've used this bent one before. I used something similar in New Toulouse because I remember the New Toulouse airport having two road elevations or two levels for the roads that goes next to the terminal, but I didn't use this bent one, which I decided to go for here. I don't know, I thought it fit the landscape, I guess, and it looked pretty cool and interesting. Then I also used some of those like smaller buildings that go out from that main one. Those are pretty much the assets that I'm using. Pretty much everything here in terms of the terminals are by Vasimir. I think he just has the best buildings for airports, and they look the best. And I just enjoy how much you can actually do with them, and how modular they are, which is really nice. Right, so yeah, as I mentioned, there are two elevations for the roads here, so I would assume that the upper level is departures and the lower one is arrivals. I think that's how it tends to be in airports, but I might be wrong. I actually tried to find some signs where it said arrivals and departures, and there are like a pack of pretty good signs for that, but you have to have procedural objects to use them, because you have to write your own text on the signs, and I was very close to downloading procedural objects just for that reason, but I decided not to do it for some reason. I don't know, I just really can't get my head around that mod. I'm sure I definitely could figure it out, but I tried it a long time ago and I just couldn't figure anything out. I know I'm probably being just too lazy to take care of it, but I think the time will come when I start using procedural objects. As I've said sometime before, I would like to be the only person in the, community with players who play with mods and assets and stuff. I would like to be the only one who doesn't use procedural objects at some points in the future. No, but I'm just kidding. I will eventually probably download it for reasons like that. And who knows, maybe I'll do it for the next episode so I can have those signs there. We'll see. Anyway, I'm using the road marking tool here, which is just an awesome mod. I would actually consider this being a game changer for the game, now that I've used it quite a bit more, and especially use it a lot in this episode. But yeah, I would really consider that mod being a game changer in aesthetics for the game, because it is just so easy to make intersections and merges and stuff on the highway just look way better than without markings. And it is so simple to do it and add those chevrons and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's just sometimes you have to, you know, fill in if you want it to be perfect with some prop decals and stuff, but usually you can do it without them, which is just really nice. But yeah, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the road layout for this airport. So my idea was to make the airport look very big and very busy and that kind of stuff, and pretty much make the road layout look like a bowl of spaghetti. I want this airport to look very big, but it actually isn't that big. I mean, it only has one runway, but like the whole terminal area and stuff is actually not that big in terms of size, you know. But it kind of looks big, which is what I'm trying to go for here. And I guess I could say that about this whole project as well. I'm trying to make the whole city look big, even though the scale of it is very small. So yeah, that goes the same for this airport. So that's why I'm making the road layouts seem so messy. And also I really like the fact that I had a very limited amount of space. I just feel like that is, I don't know, it just makes the road layouts and the way you have to work around to get the roads flowing pretty good, I guess. I don't know, I think it just makes it easier to get it to look realistic if you're working in like a tight space. I don't know, that might sound weird, but yeah, I like the limits of space, you know. It makes me more creative, I guess, with the whole road layout and stuff, which is definitely nice, because like having a completely flat area and just building an airport on, I mean, that would probably be the like real life dream of airport builders, you know, just a total flat area. But yeah, in the game, I feel like it's just easier to do something cool looking if you have more tight space, I guess. Yeah, that's just what I think. Alright, so here I'm making another sort of highway, and yeah, the way that the rest of the city is connected to the airport is a little bit weird with these roads here going underneath each other, and some ramps like these that I'm working on here connecting straight to the main freeway. Yeah, it's just the connections are pretty weird, but I think it looks cool. I really like it in the end. And I'm using these merging assets by Creative Decks, I think, and they just work so nice as well. If you have completely flat terrain, they just work super nice. So yeah, I used them here, and I tried actually a lot of different designs for this, what I'm doing here. It was like some normal avenue and stuff, but I just really didn't like how it turned out. I wanted the lanes to be more like separated and stuff and go off into different directions, which is sort of what I'm doing here. So it worked better just using highways and stuff, I guess. And I'm using these, what are they called? Concrete highways. They have these sort of joints in them and stuff, which I'm using all around the map because I just really like the textures of them, and they are by Kloss. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, I really like those highways, and I think they look nice. Alright, I've been talking for 10 minutes, so I guess you know the drill. I'm gonna put on some music, and you'll have to enjoy that. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll be finishing up the time-lapse. So yeah, enjoy some music. So I want this airport to be functional. So I'm using some of these, what are they called, plane stands here, and I actually have some airplanes coming in to the airport. Because they are functional, those plane stands, and I think that's pretty nice, but I don't really like how the planes land and take off. That is one thing that is just very annoying with this game, just how that whole thing works, with how the airplanes take off and land. They just do some really weird, unrealistic loops, and also like right after they take off, they just turn on an angle and then they head straight up, which is just so unrealistic. But I guess that's just something we have to deal with in the game. I would really like it to be like Transport Fever. I really like how the aviation physics and stuff in that game works. I wish this game was like that one, but I guess you can't have it all. But yeah, so I'm actually doing some detailing here for the runway. I put down some markings and some of those numbers and stuff, and I think these numbers I got from the Honolulu airport. Yeah, I got them from there. That's what I tend to do with the airports that I build in this game. I tend to just go to like some real airports and just copy the numbers of the runway from there. Because in some place in the world, those numbers make sense. So, yeah, that's what I've done for all of my recent airports. So hopefully the numbers makes sense somehow. But yeah, this runway, the length of it is most certainly not realistic, but I don't really care, because it has to fit in somehow, and this island is not realistic in its size, so then the runway should not be either. But yeah, I'm actually doing some detailing here, and this is sort of the I guess only detailing we do in this episode, which is putting down some paths here, putting down some trees around these parking garages, and then eventually putting down the metro station that we have here, which is really nice. I didn't actually think from the beginning that I was going to, well, I had some sort of idea of maybe putting an airport in this spot, but I didn't really know it when I did the metro system. And yeah, the last station before this one just sort of perfectly linked up right to the airport here. So the metro system will, I think, turn out really nice when we get that going. I really can't wait to have some metros going. This line that goes out here to the airport is the same line that links up to the harbor area, which we will eventually get to. But yeah, when I finish up this metro line here, I need to put down the metro depot in some reasonable spot somewhere, so we can get some trains going. So yeah, but until we've done that, we won't unfortunately have any metros going around. But I do want to get to that. Though, speaking of rail vehicles, I kind of want to redo the train station for this city. I'm not really that happy with the train station that we have currently in the city, so I'm really thinking of redoing that and making a whole nother episode. So if you guys have any suggestions about how I should do the train station, because yeah, now that I look on the train station we did a couple of episodes ago, I'm just not happy with it. I want there to be more trains on the map, and yeah, so I'm definitely thinking of redoing the whole train station. So let me know if you have any ideas, what sort of assets and stuff I could perhaps use. But yeah, we're actually coming to the end of this episode. I had a blast actually making this airport, and we're not done, as I said. There will be another episode where we finish the whole thing up, where we detail everything and stuff. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Here comes the cinematics in just a second, and right there. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Also, in case you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'll catch you next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye.